I think I'm starting. There we are. Okay, well, I'll wait until people start appearing. That really sucks, because now I can't respond to all of the comments I was going to respond to later. In fact, I had literally, there's 3 minutes of this video to go. I was going to go back and respond to everything everybody said, and now I can't. So that's fucking ridiculous. And I can't believe that happened with Red Dwarf. That only ever happened with Hellraiser before. Hi, Sticks. Hi, Wolfman. Hi, Special Iron. Hi, Isaiah. I'll wait a few minutes for everyone to come back, I guess. Hi, Artie. Hi, Moonbeam. I broke the internet stream, yeah. Here's a thought. Maybe I'll try mirroring the image. I don't know if that'll help. It's all really, really small. Like, I don't want it too much smaller than this. Double Dina so powerful. Yeah, like I said, I'll wait a minute. I can't believe it. This video literally had like actually 2.5 minutes to go. Is this the 15-minute thing? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I'll try mirroring it, and maybe that'll help. I didn't do that with the... I didn't bother doing that with the earlier Red Dwarf videos because I did a lot of mirroring, trying to get around copyright. The copyright thing. Hi, Peter. I don't know what the 15-minute rule is. I don't know of any 15-minute rule. Copyrights lead to copy wrongs. I like that. Hi, Tiresias. I'm going to go back. I went back a little bit, too, just because I don't know exactly at what point the last stream ended. So gaming as well. How about a game of Junior Angler? Wait a minute. I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu. For YouTube, it's 15 minutes and pause? I've never heard that before. Maybe I'll attempt that for the next video. It can't hurt to give it a shot, I guess. Just like pause for 15 minutes and I'll like take a restroom break or something. Copyright is right. Why we can't have nice things. Yep. So it sucks that I can't comment on all the stuff you guys said earlier. I obviously intended on doing that. I was actually thinking, I don't know if you guys noticed, but at some point I hovered over this to see at what point in the video we were at. We had like, I was thinking about maybe pausing and, because, you know, I didn't remember how long this video was. I was thinking about going back and pausing and then getting caught up on the chat and then getting back to the video, but we only had like maybe 6 minutes to go, so I'm like, I'll just stick around for the end of the video. And has Lee returned yet? Is Lee still gaming? Lee's still out of town, but he's coming back on Friday, I believe. I'll have to have him sent me his itinerary. He hasn't done that yet. On bus now, be in just before 10. Oh, you're saying you're leaving for a bit and then you're going to come back, Pajama Critic? Nothing important had been said. Brief rundown of mine was Rimmer already knew Smart Alec, as he called Crichton a Smart Alec. Metal Git. Oh, that's true in Emo Hawk. How Chris Berry narrates the cat episode script Identity Within. Yeah. I mean, I did a video on that, so... Can we copy left? Identity Within audiobook version should be within the DVD extras for season 6. Yep. Oh, hi, Obtruse One. You missed the stream ending because of copyright bullshit. Anyway, let's hopefully I can get through the next 3 minutes of this without that happening again. Okay. Oh. Apartment. It turns out that the back segment of Starbug is on fire and about to explode, so they jettison the back segment. Something that we haven't seen since the extended version of Tika to Ride back in Season 7.
Just one question. How are you proposing to fly what remains of the ship when all the engines are in the bit you've just ejected?
Wow, there's a design flaw.
Get rid of the fiery bit, worry about the flyy bit later.
The flyy bit.
Tomorrow's another day.
So what's their present flight path?
It's down, sir.
Could you possibly be a bit more specific?
Well, it's straight down, sir.
Anyone know how to land a cockpit? How come you don't know? I thought you were meant to be a major astro.
That's the predictive text misspell for what he is.
It turns out that Starbug has an owner's manual.
Got it. 247. 23, 547. Launch parachute. Launching parachute.
Except there doesn't appear to be a parachute.
Is a parachute that big, shiny, puffy piece of material with colored stripes?
Because Cat used it to make his vest.
Hey, Sylph, what did you want me to do?
There's an emergency backup. Is there? Or is the backup parachute now hanging in your wardrobe next to your leather jacket made out of the ejector seats?
When have I ever had two suits the same?
How dare you accuse Cat of having two of the same suit? So they launched the backup parachute. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it long enough to really tell if it's the same fabric as Cat's vest, but it looks like it is. Anyway, they managed to land what's left of Starbug safely. Relatively speaking.
Permission to go into apeshit mode.
Apeshit mode.
Food, water, fuel.
Hi,
What
Bad
we got?
Wolf.
Food, none. Water, none. Fuel.
I feel like Rimmer is doing this on purpose. Cat seems to agree. Also, this feels like a callback to Lemons.
23 AD. This is when he was supposed to be alive.
So how old would he be?
Let's work it out, shall we? 23. None.
I thought he was The going end of part 1. squirt Rimmer with I it. don't normally do this with Red Dwarf, but since I'm treating it like a film den anyway, I'm ending part 1 here. If you haven't seen The Promised Land yet, be sure to watch it before watching part 2. That time I was in a head-on collision. Yay, patrons! I don't know if I even still have all of them. Maybe I have half of them now. Welcome back to... Whoops. Okay. Take like 2 minutes to get caught up on the chat. Did I not highlight where I left off? I guess I didn't, but it's not that much. I think it was around the time when Abstruse 1 showed up. I know a game to play, that dumb adventure game where you apparently solve puzzles by buying a magic potion from Gandalf the Master Wizard. I'm just gonna play a game that I just kind of been thinking about a lot lately. It's a Genesis game. I'll just say that for now. It's not going to be a game anyone cares about. I'll also say that. But it's a game I was kind of in the mood for playing for a while. If I can remember right, in 12 years' time, you can use anything Batman-related pre-1939-wise without copyright fear. I think I've heard that. Warning about all the comments I left on the last stream, I can assure you they were very funny. Oh, I don't doubt it, Special Iron. The Meow missiles remind me of a character in Digimon who had smiling kitty face missiles. The smiles got wider the closer they got to the target. I love that. I'm surprised Crichton didn't memorize the owner's manual. Oh, good point. He normally does that. I saw a photo of the gang in what appeared to be a script room. I don't know if they are making new episodes. Well, I know they... supposedly there are more coming at some point. I don't know at what point they are with that. Second Wolf Tonight joins the stream. Oh, yeah, you're right. In fact, I got them confused. I was thinking it was the same one. Zombie patrons. I am a lower level patron, which is why my name won't appear in the credits. I forgot you were a patron, Special Iron. Thank you for that. He's a top patron in our hearts. This show makes me very confused without any context, and being distracted by slicing root vegetables doesn't help. Oh, you never watched Red Dwarf, Artie? I didn't remember that. We've recycled the water so often it's beginning to taste like Dutch lager. I've heard of this great game where you have to build a mining colony in the middle of an asteroid. I thought it was great until I found out I was terrible at it. Excuse me. I've been trying to find footage of an old Mac game I'd play in the old days. That's cool. It's fun to go back and play older games. My assumption was that you'd play Atari games. Oh, that's right. It's what I used to fall back on. I guess if this one doesn't work out, if I'm really bad at it, maybe I'll play Atari games instead. Or Peggle. That's the one you're thinking of. I can see why you'd be confused then, Artie. Is Dutch Lager equal to or lesser than Bud Light? I think I'm actually going to take a bathroom break really quick. I'll be right back. It's actually gotten pretty warm outside. It's in the 70s today. I think it's actually going to get up to the 80s. So it's funny because the last few streams I was really cold and I kept putting on a sweater, or if I was in no fucks mode, I'd just wear my robe. But it's actually a little warm in here today. Cybercat ended up in the white hole. A white hole? Crazy Buffy dream? Yeah, Peggle's fun. I've occasionally played it on a stream whenever whatever game I was playing went really badly. I'd be like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Peggle. Oh. Preggle. I was thinking of like Mpreg when you it does sound more like Pregler. But my dirty mind went right to like preg as in pregnant. What is it? Pegged. That's even better. You've forgotten your cat ears, by the way, unless you've just decided not to wear them. I think it's a little of both. But, I guess I can put them on. They're a little awkward to wear when my hair is up, because it's... Well, then again, if I'm putting them on after putting my hair up, that might work a little better. Is Peggle about pegging? No. Pregler the knockout fairy. You've been preggled. You've been preggled. Okay. I guess I'll stop about... Well, let me see. When do I get to the end of the movie? Spoilers, like you all haven't seen it. I think that's where I get to the end. Let me just figure out where the middle of the video proper is. There we go. There's the end, roughly. So about, let's say 18. So about 9 minutes in, I'll stop for a little bit and get caught up on the chat. See if maybe that'll help with a copyright issue. I don't know if it will. Probably not, but... It was this Buffy Season 9 first episode with a whole mini trio of an occult investigation firm meeting a big bad. Interesting. What the preg is going on? Dave the TV channel aired it as a 2-hour movie with adverts. Oh, that's cool. I say we extend this to 6 hours. I don't think so. Okay, so let me try to end about 9 minutes in. Sorry, I'm going to have to be, like, hovering over this and checking the time every once in a while. I hate to do it, but... After that first break, I shouldn't have to do it again. Red Dwarf, the Promised Land. Well, that was a very Star Wars-y shot. Oh my god, he's knocking cat toys off the table. It turns out that they detected Starbug leaving the Iron Star before it exploded, and it turns out that the stone they had was a fake, and the real one does exist somewhere.
A fresh scratching post, my king.
Really?
I've been in holes before.
That was a bit much, the scratching post. He was funny up until then.
It killed the entire crew, including me.
But I got out of it.
Back to Starbug, the rebels congratulate Lister on the safe landing.
Ah, you guys. What are these ragamuffins like, eh?
They are adorable. Anyway, Lister tells them he's working on how to get them out of this mess.
Anything else?
Yeah, one question. Giving birth. Why did you make it hurt?
Why do we have to bathe? Wouldn't it be easier just to make us all non-stick?
And male genitals, did you run out of time?
Those are indeed good questions. Also not the first time that this show has taken a shot at male genitalia.
Are you seriously telling me there were choices and someone said, that's the shape we're looking for, the last chicken in the shop look?
What am I going to do?
That's so
They're
funny.
relying on me.
So they have no supplies, but Crichton thinks that part of the Iron Star may have landed on the planet with them. With no idea of how to find that stuff, Crichton pulls out the Starbug owner's manual again.
Oh, this is interesting.
Don't tell me the heated seats have a massage function.
You've read it too?
When all else fails, read the instructions. A little later, the rebels are singing about Lister again, and he's beginning to think that someone should tell them he's not a god.
If you tell them the truth, it'll destroy them.
You're right, I can't tell them. You've got to.
Someone who isn't him.
I won't have to be there to see the silent disappointment in their eyes.
Remembering your history with women, I'd have thought you'd be immune to that by now. Have you finished? Was said by no woman to you.
Wow, Cat's on fire today.
He really is. What's the point of telling them? What's in it for us?
It's not about us, Rimmer, it's about them.
What are you talking about? Everything is about Rimmer. According to Rimmer, anyway.
If they knew the truth, at least they stop depending on me and start thinking for themselves.
That's a good point.
But you did.
Dead because you didn't question the order to repair an unrepairable drive plate. You didn't think for yourself.
Yes, we're bringing this up again.
Do you know why, out of the entire crew, I was selected to return?
Yeah, Holly was nuts.
Because I never think for myself, I obey orders, and I always carry a pen.
Always. Even when you're an amorphous Rimmer blob. Anyway, Lister tells Crichton to go and tell the rebels who Lister really is. Oh my god, they've got balls of yarn. Anyway.
Mr. Lister, you see, well, the thing is, he's the most wonderful, amazing man I've ever met.
Way to go, Criters.
How'd it go? Did you tell them?
After everything you've done for me, sir, I just couldn't.
Time to try again.
That's not quite the whole picture. In fact, it's staggeringly incredible and stupendous, too.
Wow.
I'm a cat, they're cats. Let me take care of this.
Honestly, why didn't he just have Cat do it in the first place? He's not afraid to talk bad about anybody, and true to form, he comes right out with it.
That guy in there ain't your god. He ain't nobody.
Did he not go into stasis and save the mother of
He
our
ain't
people?
nobody. But wait a minute.
Did he not refuse to betray her to the authorities and now he lives?
And did he not give me the power of speech when before I had no such gift?
I love it. I honestly wondered if they'd ever address whether or not Cat realizes he owes his life to Lister. Even if it's just being played for laughs, I like that it happened.
They've converted him. Why can no one
You've
criticize
converted
me?
him. Yeah, if anyone can dress down Lister, Rimmer was practically born to play that role.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Crichton, watch and learn. I'm cutting straight to the chase. You've devoted your lives to worshipping a feckless...
But he gets interrupted
He got as far as feckless.
by a huge chunk of wreckage from Iron Star, which miraculously bounces over them. Also, we learned something new about Starbug.
Starbug is a hybrid, sir. We can switch to electric.
Hybrid.
Hovercraft mode. Engaging now.
Starbug is
And
just a
off they
big
go.
car.
Starbug looks weirdly cute right now. Also, the battery is low, and they don't know how far they're going to need to go, so Crichton suggests switching to eco mode and switching off all non-essential electricals.
You mean me?
Bye, Rimmer. Instead, Crichton suggests that Rimmer enter low power mode.
I hate low power mode. My vision's standard def. I can only hear in mono, and when there's electronic interference, I wind up looking all snowy.
This is kind of a fun throwback in a way. Originally, the creators did consider having Rimmer be black and white, but they didn't do it because it would have been too much trouble at the time. So this is kind of a meta reference.
Wow, look at him. He looks like an old movie you don't want to watch. But this is freaky, bud. It's like seeing a tortoise without its shell.
Hello? I'm here. I can hear all this.
I like how his voice is in a lower quality audio. That's a nice detail.
But he's not real, is he? You forget.
Time for Cat to show off his talent of saying exactly the wrong thing.
This really brings it home. You're creeping me out.
As the French philosopher René Descartes once said, I think, therefore I am.
Even if he does end up sounding smart for a while.
But you don't think, do you? You don't decide what you do. The computer in your light bee does all your thinking for you.
Oh, sir, please. Can you stop being so catty?
And so now Rimmer is having an existential crisis.
So it's not, I think, therefore I am. It's, the computer thinks, therefore I think I am. I've never actually thought about that before.
And you're not thinking about it now. It's your light bee making you think you're thinking about it.
I don't actually exist then, do I?
And now the Pharaohs have found them and start shooting.
Fire everything we have.
And they come across a sandstorm. Boy, it really isn't their day, is it? Except that Lister's solution is to fly right into the sandstorm. Wow, that's like something out of season 6. Later on, they're basically just sitting in it, waiting for everything to blow over, no pun intended. Rimmer isn't doing so great.
Maybe after the
I'm
scene I'll
wondering if I'm
pause.
doing the right thing.
What do you mean?
Hanging on. Draining Starbug's battery.
He feels like his existence is pointless and no one likes him.
People like you.
Of course, Lister is trying to deny it, but we all know Rimmer is right. Which makes this scene extra heavy.
Name one.
Crichton?
Crichton does not like me.
He told me he liked and admired you just the other day.
Yeah, what did he say?
That he liked and admired you just the other day.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, of course Crichton didn't say that, because here he comes.
Lister was saying you like and admire me, Crichton. Is that true?
Wow, he can't even go into lie mode about it.
Crichton, do you like me? Well, do you?
If that'll be all, sirs, I think I'll go and change heads. I think I may just have ruined this one.
You must think I'm stupid.
So Rimmer straight up unplugs himself and just kind of waits for his light bee to run out of power, which isn't going to take long, effectively attempting suicide. Lister being Lister tries to give him a reason to stick around.
I don't exist. What's the point of me?
Remember the posse? With the boys from the Dwarf, like the Four Musketeers.
Which doesn't work at first, but he ends up saying something profound.
A moon cannot make light, right? And yet there's such a thing as moonlight. Yeah, but the sun can't make moonlight without the moon. So who's making the moonlight?
They both are.
Which means that even though a moon cannot make light, moonlight exists. Like you, Smeghead.
Oh, that was kind of beautiful. Smeghead included.
Aww.
The next morning...
Close enough, 8:30. All right, let me try to get caught up on the chat real quick. These copyright people are such preg heads. It sounds like a censored version of Smeg. This stream is sponsored by Better Than Life. Let's be honest, there's someone out there who would want Ronan as a pet. He's kind of fun. Rodon, that was his name. Especially with cats and their barbs. Well, we don't know that the cat people have that. Non-stick human. Double Polaroid. We're back to the dick jokes. Kind of surprised he didn't take the opportunity to find a lady friend from his people. Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities in these later episodes. That would involve Kat actually doing something in this, though, and we can't have that. Look at this. I just realized where I paused. Oh. I gotta stop looking at that. They've converted him. That was a good line. They've converted him. It's a shame he got interrupted. We were about to be treated to a spectacular Rimmer special. Yep. I remember in the comic he was drawn black and white as well. Yeah, I remember that too. Kat saying some really smart existential stuff about Rimmer. I know, I love how that just comes out of nowhere. Crichton sort of looks like Homer Simpson when the FBI guy says, "Hello, Mr. Thompson." Crichton lie mode was disabled. The moonlight scene is pretty poignant. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. We all know you like to look at pics of Kat sleeping. Well, that sounds creepy. Can't wait. There is no following Kat video. I specifically say in this one there's no need to do one. Unless you're joking. Alright, let's go back. I don't know if that made any difference, but oh well. It's less chat for me to get caught up on later, I guess.
I love Kat's sleep mask.
Time to wake up, sirs.
The good news is that the storm has blown over, but there's also bad news.
Well, the sandstorm has buried us alive.
How buried are we, Crites?
Well, permission to go on a recce, sir.
And how are you planning on
Recce.
doing that?
Okay, this is giving me Terraform vibes, even though this is a lot less goofy. Also vaguely makes me think of R2-D2. There are a couple of things in here that made me think of Star
We're
Wars.
in the desert, sir. No question.
How far down are we?
We're buried alive. I'm about as down as it's possible to be.
About 7 foot below ground level, sir.
Saul interrupts to ask when the next miracle is going to be because he wants to make sure he doesn't miss it. Seriously, how cute are these little kitty rebels?
I can't wait to see the next one. See you later, Holy Papadom.
Once again, Lister wonders why the hell anyone can
Kitty
think he's a
rebels.
god.
Well, it happened because of a random act of kindness when you refused to allow your pet cat to be put down.
Who wouldn't have done that, though?
Me?
And me.
And, as at the time I was programmed to obey all orders, me.
Yeah, Lister really is the only person who would go into stasis for a pet. On this show, anyway.
But then everything gets twisted, and 3 million years later, people are having religious wars in your name.
Don't blame yourself, sir. That happens to gods a lot.
Rimmer begins to think they should have just stayed on Red Dwarf, which gives him an idea.
Crichton, stand here and stick your antenna through the drill hole.
You want to listen to Hammond Organ FM at a time like this?
I love that Hammond organ reference.
Now see
Wouldn't
if
put
you
it
can
past him.
contact Red Dwarf and get Holly on the screen. Transfer original Holly's last saved backup file into your CPU.
Holy crap, why didn't they just do that in the first place?
Because you'll inherit everything the old Holly acquired over the 3 million years he was alone in deep space.
I'll become as brilliant as he must have been. I accept your suggestion.
If he's back to his original self, he'll know who we are and help us.
Downloading backup files.
I like the Windows progress bar.
What's happening, dudes?
Yay, Holly's back.
Okay, what's the plan?
What's happening,
I
dudes?
take one of Red Dwarf's thermonuclear mining torpedoes and I blow up the moon and you'll be thrown clear in the blast.
Well, that's an idea.
Look, Holly, I know we're in a tight spot here, but I don't want you to do anything crazy.
It's a bit late saying that now. Well, I've already fired off the torpedo
Good thing they have Holly's help, isn't it?
and I think I've got everything absolutely spot on. Oh no, I missed.
You missed the moon!
Maybe my calculations weren't as spot on as I thought. There, that should fix it.
How do you know this will be any better?
Well, this one's definitely going to hit the moon, so at least it won't be as embarrassing as the last one. Here it comes.
And holy shit, it worked. Go Holly. It was also a really good effect.
The best miracle yet, Holy Papadom.
Yeah, that was definitely a miracle.
Just thought I'd check in. Did anyone survive?
We all did, Hol.
No way.
And they're finally on their way back to Red Dwarf.
Let our hearts sing on this joyous day.
Suggest you plug into me, sir, until we can get you powered up again.
Wait, if Rimmer could be plugged into Crichton, why didn't they just do that in the first place instead of having him use extension cords? I feel like maybe Crichton did that on purpose. Back on Red Dwarf. Oops, they're not alone.
Holly, why didn't you tell us the Federals were on board? Were they holding you hostage?
No, I just forgot.
And Luna gets a little
Just
too
forgot.
brave.
Our Holy Papa John will always repel our enemies. At least that's what the scriptures say.
Tell me where the real Anubis stone is, or watch her die. We don't know where it is.
You're a cloister. You know everything.
And now Lister confesses that he's not a god.
When you guys think I'm your god because I once saved the cat from being put down.
This actually reminds me a little of Galaxy Quest.
Explain as you would a child.
We lied. I'm a chicken soup vending machine repairman.
You're in charge of repairing soup machines.
Technically, Remo was in charge.
He pushed the trolley.
Recommended what pipe cleaner he should use.
So what we saw him doing in the pilot was literally his whole job. I never even thought about that. I always assumed he was slacking off and Rimmer just didn't say anything about it because it was so typical.
You're just a ship of fools.
Yes!
No. The only fools here are us.
Poor Peanut even loses her ability to speak because it was all psychosomatic.
I've wasted my entire life.
Chasing a false prophet. On a stone made of beetle dung.
Rodon is about to just let them go because they aren't worth it, but...
What of your brother?
What, a little pink furry shag bandit is my brother?
We have checked the records. Is this truly him?
Oh yeah, this bit. I hate this, actually.
Why did you leave him behind?
We left all the uncool ones behind. There was no place for him. So we left him.
And on the day you left, I vowed I'd never be called uncool again.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but the only major thing I don't like about the Promised Land is that for the fourth fucking time we could have gotten a cat episode and we didn't. Which wouldn't bother me so much, I'm freaking used to it by now. But then about 10 minutes before it ends, they shoehorn in this
Peanut.
bullshit about, oh, by the way, Rodon is Kat's brother, and did we mention there's a backstory to why Kat wants to be cool, and it's because of that? Fuck that. Kat is cool because he's a cat. He didn't need some bullshit backstory reason for it. That, like, ruins the entire joke about his existence. Anyway, back to the story.
And I've been cool ever since. Well, except the one time we landed on backwards roll and I needed... It's a long story.
Okay, I do like the reference to the end of Backwards. He's right, that was decidedly uncool.
You want to return to our people?
I forgot they referenced that. That's awesome.
I am home. This is my home right here.
I also like Kat being given a choice to leave Red Dwarf and deciding to stay.
Blow the Red Dwarf and everything on it to hell and back.
He couldn't have told me that before I made my choice.
My fellow king, leaving an enemy to be killed later by a deadly device often leads to an ingenious escape.
Count Ludo is surprisingly genre savvy.
The Clouder must witness their death. Only then will they realize there is no cloister, no hope
Cat fidelity,
for
yep.
ever finding a promised land.
Damn, Rodon doesn't fuck around. So they're herded back to the bridge where things are about to go from bad to worse.
Tell me that's not your battery about to go, Crichton.
Sir, I would hardly endanger your lives by not having enough charge to see us safely through any possible...
That's my battery. It's gonna die too.
The feral cat people teleport away, leaving them there. But Lister has a thought.
Who's he? A creature with the head of a cat who...
You sure you want to show that scene again, creators? He realizes that the reason for embalming something is to protect it, and it turns out that the beetle droppings were just a shell protecting the real Anubis stone. He uses Rimmer's cable to power him up, and... Super Rimmer returns.
The bomb. Go and get it, mighty.
Oh god, I don't think I noticed the light-up shoes before. He grabs the bomb and flies
That
off
was so
with it.
silly.
I can't believe he's gone. Okay, I didn't like him, but I like not liking him. Who am I gonna not like now? It's been such a hole.
I feel like Kat sums up everyone's feelings about Rimmer here. But of course he's not dead, and oh my god, I just noticed the cod piece. Every time I look at this outfit, I notice some new silly detail that I didn't before.
Rimmer, we thought you were dead.
I'm already dead. I'm proud of it.
A smeghead by day, a superhero by night.
A super smeghead by night. Now Lister has a plan, so off they go on Starbug. Those meow missiles never stop getting a chuckle out of me.
Yep.
Battle to the death. You with an out-of-commission transport ship and me with a battle cruiser.
Rodon is one sassy kitty.
I love
We
that.
collide together,
Pow.
the ship will rip yours apart.
Yeah, but before that happens, your goons will rip you apart.
It's all yours, mighty.
So Lister's brilliant plan is to have Rimmer fire a laser pointer at Rodon.
What? What are you doing? What's the matter with
Hi, Tyjan.
And it works. He does save the rebels in the end.
I think some people need taking home.
Bless you, Lister.
It's a pleasure, my son.
But it turns out that Crichton's battery is
son.
permanently dead. It can no longer hold a charge. But again, Lister has an idea.
The Anubis stone. You can't use that on him. I need it. If I don't recharge, I'll lose all my superpowers.
All great superheroes always put the needs of other people before themselves.
Not all superheroes.
The funny thing is, there have been a million subversive takes on superheroes, so there are probably real examples Rimmer could have named.
What about the Fickle Four, who save only those wearing designer
Fickle
clothes?
Four.
Or Dr. Dodgy, who saves people, but first asks them to step behind a curtain and remove their underwear.
Frankly, I like Rimmer's take better. I wouldn't mind a show about the Fickle Four or Dr. Dodgy.
I knew this was too good to last.
But yeah, good on Rimmer. He actually does something selfless for possibly the first time ever.
What happened? Long story short, I sacrificed myself and saved the day. How do you feel about that, Mr. Smart Alec?
But at least he can lord it over him. The cats are finally free. It's late 2020 as I'm making this, so as an American I can relate.
Hey, so where
Yep.
will you go now? Go? Now that you know
One good thing
Fuchsia,
happened in
promised land does not
2020.
What do you mean it doesn't exist? It's supposed to be Earth. They just gave it the wrong name.
No, it's not Fuchsia, it's Fiji. Holly, plot a course for Fiji.
Whatever.
Promised Land is not a planet, brother. It's a place in your heart.
They probably wouldn't have gotten back to Earth in their lifetime anyway. So the real Promised Land is the friends they made along the way.
Thank you.
Also,
for introducing him to us.
They worship Rimmer now.
Rimmer, Rimmer.
Not to be too picky, but I feel like they should be saying Rimsey. Then again, maybe that doesn't roll off the tongue as well in a song.
I'm a god.
I guess you finally got that lucky showbiz break after all. And so ends the Promised Land. Despite some... Alright, let me get caught up on the chat again, and it'll give me an excuse to pause this. I thought R2-D2 as well, but also that eye stalk that rises up briefly in the trash compactor scene. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That might actually be a little more similar. I love the line, "Is that safe? I'm miles away, I'll be fine." I think I left that out, but yeah, I remember that. That is a good Hollyism. Red Dwarf has comparable Death Star capability. Again, we should not underestimate Holly. Yeah, good point. Another missed opportunity. We could have finally gotten what Cat's cat name was. I would rather not. Pow, meow. This counts as Rimmer saving the day again, yep. This also gives me Galaxy Quest vibes, especially with the two ships racing towards each other. Oh yeah, good point. Excuse me. We sort of saw the equivalent of the hyenas turning on Scar at the end of The Lion King. Oh yeah, good, that's true. Yeah, it's another... Dr. Dodgy is a great villain. I read his comics all the time. I'd watch Robbie Rocket Pants. Rocky Rocket Pants? What? How many reboots would the Fickle 4 receive? It's gonna look great on the old CV. Who knew that caramelized radishes are yummy? Promised Land has some really good visual gags. It does. Oh, hi, Flash. You showing up just as I got to the end of the Promised Land. I've still got the outro, not outro, the ending bit, whatever you call it. Of my bitchier
Recap,
bits. I did enjoy the hell out of this. You know, after all this time, I was worried that finally seeing the cat people would be anticlimactic, but it worked. Hard to say if this was better than Identity Within, because that was going for a totally different tone, though it was actually about cats, so it's got that going for it. But The Promised Land is a great entry in its own right. They really went all out with the cat gags. One could argue that humans acting like cats is a cheap laugh, but it's one of the things in Red Dwarf that I always look forward to. And there was a lot of that here. It was especially funny when Rodon did it, since he was convincingly threatening most of the time. The only bit that pushed it a little too far for me was the giant scratching post, but it was only on screen for a few seconds. Also, this is the first time we've seen any cat people other than Cat, who didn't turn out to be polymorphs.
I'm not doing a cat video on this, damn it.
Waiting for God, and The Promised Land really does feel kind of like a sequel to that, down to it being more about Lister than Cat. I have to admit, though, that I do like seeing a continuation of Lister's part in the cat people's past, since it weighed so heavily on him in Waiting for God. He didn't exactly apologize for inadvertently causing their wars and hardships, but he did help them out. And he came clean about his lack of godliness, something he didn't do with the cat priest in Waiting for God. But yeah, again, like Waiting for God, this really wasn't a cat episode, and I hated that they tried to pretend it was for like 2 minutes. It felt like they were throwing me the smallest bone they could find on their plate. I know Red Dwarf plays fast and loose with continuity, so I try not to be too bothered by it when they retroactively change a past event. But I preferred Cat's origin from Waiting for God, where he wasn't even born yet when the other cats left. He was the only child of a couple that was left behind because one couldn't walk and the other was insane. Mainly because it's a very dark part of nature that actually happens with some wild animals. And I can see a race of people who tend to be self-centered intentionally thinning the herd like that. The idea that they left anyone behind who was uncool is just kind of a shallow joke, and like I said, Cat didn't need a reason to be cool in the first place. I guess the whole thing just feels like something that was forced in at the last minute. Not to mention that for Rodon to be alive, you'd have to ignore the fact that the Dwarfers went into stasis for a couple hundred years between seasons 5 and 6. Now, some people have looked at those moments in seasons 11 and 12 where Cat is suddenly self-conscious about his coolness and have linked that to this. And it's possible that maybe the creators did some thinking ahead and were working towards this idea for a while, but even if that's true, I'm still not a fan of it. I just don't think that Cat needs a reason to be cool, and that's all I have to say about that. The only thing I did like about that scene was Cat basically saying, "Screw all y'all," to his own race
Screw all
by
y'all.
staying on Red Dwarf. It's like even Cat knows how awful they are, not to mention showing his allegiance to his friends. A cat has no fidelity, my ass. So you can probably tell by now why I'm not doing a separate Cat video for the Promised Land. It would probably be about 2 minutes
Here's
long.
your cat
He
here's
has
your
some
cat
snappy
video.
dialogue, and he's in nearly every scene, but he doesn't really do much, and he only wears one outfit. But why not talk about that outfit? It's not one of his best, but I like it. It's a peach double-breasted suit with silver-ringed buttons over a lighter peach turtleneck shirt, which is kind of different for him. The color is unusual for him, but I really like how it goes with his skin color. It's accented with a blingy kitty pin, I think the same one from season 12, with a metallic peach hair bow. Speaking of which, his hair is in a braid like in most of season 11 and 12. Also silver shoes. During the 3 months they were on Starbug, he makes a hooded vest to go with it. Metallic peach and silver horizontal stripes with a pale pink fur trim on the hood. We never see him wear them, but he also made some mittens to go with it. Damn, that must have been one fabulous parachute. And while I'm on the topic of costumes, I guess I may as well talk about
End
the other
cat
cats.
video.
I already talked about how the rebels dressed like Lister. The ferals have an interesting style, though. In general, it's kind of ancient Rome tunics made of leather with fur trim. In particular, Rodon's look kind of reminds me of M'Baku from Black Panther.
I love
One
M'Baku.
more word, and I will feed you to my children. I'm kidding, we are vegetarians.
Except Rodon would have eaten you. In general, their hairstyles all kind of look like various versions of Cat's general style, with the poofiness on top and the ponytail or braid in back. The exception is Count Ludo, who is wearing red velvet robes. Makes sense that he wouldn't be dressed for battle like the rest of them. He also has the most elaborate hairstyle. By the way, I like that Rodon has a couple of women on his team, and they look just as badass as the men do. Rodon is many things, but a misogynist is not one of them. Speaking of Rodon, he is a fun character. He comes across as kind of a parody of the warlord king that's been in a lot of media, and yet he has his trumped-up house cat moments. But the actor plays it convincingly, so it kind of works on both levels. I don't care if he plays with cat toys, I would not want to run into Rodon in a dark alley. Back to characters' appearances, I did want to mention something about Crichton. He looks banged up and rusty for this whole movie, and it made me think of how the droids in Star Wars movies always get all dirty and banged up, and then in the final scene they're always all polished and shiny again. With how many little bits in this that made me think of Star Wars, I was half expecting Crichton to end up all polished and shiny at the end of the Promised Land, so I was a tiny bit disappointed that it never happened. Apparently the reason for Crichton looking this way is because, due to how all the actors have aged, Robert Llewellyn thought that Crichton should look aged as well, and this is how they accomplished that. I guess the final thing I have to point out is that all the best Red Dwarf episodes have a little bit of depth and darkness, and Rimmer's existential crisis was a great example of that. I also kind of like that it was triggered by Cat, who has a habit of coming across as really mean because he just has no filter, who was having a rare bout of intelligent thought. And at his lowest point, Rimmer unplugs himself and waits for his power to run out, effectively attempting suicide. And naturally, it's Lister who talks him down with some great poetic symbolism involving moonlight and the sun. By the way, apparently that's why two of the cats were named Luna and Sol, or Moon and Sun. There was a theme there. Oh, and yeah, that's also kind of a fun coincidence because I've had 3 cats named Luna, Sol, and Terra. When I first saw this, Luna was the first name I caught, which did make me a little sad because we had to have our Luna put to sleep just a few months before.
Yeah.
And then I caught Sol, and I was like, wait, But no, the third was named Peanut, and Luna and Sol were just theme naming, referencing Lister's speech about the sun and moon. And it was just one of those funny coincidences. I mean, not like my videos are anywhere near big enough that the Red Dwarf creators are gonna know about me down to my cat's names. But that almost had me going for just a second. So I guess that's about all I have to say about the Promised Land. For the most part, it was just silly fun, but there's a bit of depth, and there are a lot of fun costumes ranging from cool to ridiculous, and nearly all the comedy was spot on. Sadly, it wasn't the cat episode that I've been wanting, and apparently the creators think that this is what a cat looks like. But for the most part, I'm happy to say that I enjoyed the hell out of the Promised Land. Well, at the time I'm filming this video, this is the most recent Red Dwarf thing to come out. So I guess I'm done with Red Dwarf for a while. I hope you've enjoyed this long look back at the series, the more in-depth cat videos, that video where I talked about can't smeg, won't smeg, the time I shared my theory about what happened to Rimmer between seasons 8 and Back to Earth, and the 2 times I compared Red Dwarf to Star Trek The Next Generation. That's it for now. See you next time.
Those were fun. We'll watch the credits since it's the very last one.
Anything, I will answer any question.
Okay. What percentage of the universe is made of dark matter?
Sorry, I didn't think it was going to be general knowledge.
I think if Sol was humanoid, he would be like that guy. I'm sorry, I didn't know it would be general knowledge. Not British, but he'd be dumb like him. Here, I'll put on I'm gonna go to the bathroom again one more time really quick. I'll put on, what am I doing? I'm being stupid. Hang on a second. Watch later. I'll put on a Maru video for you guys. I haven't watched it yet. There it is. Oh, I can't right-click and open a new window. Oh, open a new tab. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I thought about doing this in the past, and I always forgot. So here you go. You guys can watch this Maru video while I'm, here, I'll, flip horizontal. There we go. Because I don't think I'll get a copyright strike from the Maru channel. At least I would hope not. There you go. I'll be right back. I hope you can read the text okay. I just want to get some water really quick. How long does this have to go? Oh, quite a while, actually. Good. Be right back.
what Maru's up to. I'll just react to Maru videos. I'll get caught up on the chat while this is on. It's taken 2 attempts to stream due to copyright gets. These cats eat more plants than I do. Haven't been able to see Promised Land yet, so it might be a blessing in disguise. Well, you just showed up right before the recap, so that's where there were definitely spoilers in there. Problem with Promised Land is it's not a cat movie, it's a cat movie. Yeah, exactly. Lowercase, about the species and not about the individual character cat. Yeah, exactly. Seeing the cigarette sticking out of the cat's ears. Oh, Miri's so cute. Miri might be my favorite out of those 3 cats. Seeing the cigarette sticking out of the cat's ears reminds me of when you drew Echo as Lister with that little cigarette sticking out of his cute bottlenose mouth. That was funny. I can't believe I did an entire drawing just for that gag. I just realized I haven't referred to a mouth as a gob hole in a very long time. Yeah, I think the last time might have been when I was playing Panzer Dragoon Saga and you talked about the dragon shooting bendy lasers out of its gob hole. Something tells me Tina might actually like cat. And honestly, they did what they specifically avoided so long with cat and went for the low-hanging fruit. Their humanoid cats jokes like the pet door and the laser pointer. Yeah. Did they really avoid that though? Because I remember in season 1 there were a lot of cat jokes. Like cat cleaning his laundry with his tongue and that kind of stuff. The cat people have cigarettes to put in their hats. Well, you don't know that they're real cigarettes necessarily. They might just have something that looks like it. I got into Red Dwarf the first place because of Dino. That's funny. I figured since you're British, you would have already been into Red Dwarf. I keep forgetting M'Baku's tribe are vegetarians. There's a scene in the second Black Panther movie where M'Baku enters a room biting a carrot in a way that's sort of intimidating, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Oh, look at Maru with his little harness. He's so cute. Here, I'll put on another random video. Just while I'm getting caught up on the chat. Terra versus Rodon. I'm pretty sure he could take her. She's a lot smaller. Pow Meow needs to be the name of a Street Fighter special move along with British Knuckles. I love your line about Cat having a rare moment of intelligent thought. Well, it's true. I never got to see Luna Luna, R.I.P. though. Yeah, we had to have her put to sleep in like early 2020. 2020 was not a good year for me, man. There was lockdown, and then there was that, and well, that came before lockdown, but there was that, and then there was lockdown, and then there was my car accident. A cat named Peanut is a yes? Dina, oh my god, my cats are on TV in human form. I remember getting excited the first time. First time I heard the cats' names, and they're not even my cats. Oh, look, it's Cat Butt Saturday after all. Not Tara's butt. But still. That robot drone crew member in Lower Decks is a peanut hamper. I've never seen Lower Decks. Oh, hi, Noah. You just missed Red Dwarf. Spent the day with my daughter. Showed her Young Frankenstein. Oh, that must have been fun. That's a good movie. So 1 more hour? Yeah, I'll like play a video game for an hour or so. I'm just killing time until I'm done getting caught up on the chat. If the credits are reversed on the screen, doesn't this make it a backwards episode? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it was fun to ride through these Red Dwarf vlogs again. I'll be glad that I don't have to deal with copyright bullshit, because that was the first time that YouTube actually took down a stream. But I've been dealing with copyright claims just left and right. I'll get like freaking 10 copyright claims per video. It's really annoying having to deal with all that, so I'm kind of glad it's over just for that. Hello, my name is Rita Tickle. I just had a cat ad. That is funny timing. I'm not sure why you would get an ad during the stream. I really wish that Miri was a kitten again. She was the cutest little kitten. Even as an adult, she's pretty cute, though, because she's still really little. Looks like a cat, but eats like a goat and bays. I like the idea that I schedule what goes on in the stream. Rita Tickle, now I would kill to see a cosplay / of Harry Potter and Green Ranger? What? Cat and dog videos are the best, indeed. I wish there were Maru plushies to get. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I like to think that Pusheen is a cartoon version of Maru. I did not see the Puss in Boots movie. Yeah, I did hear it was really good, though. The fairly large cat who lives across the road from us was so pleased to see me the other day that he actually tried to climb up my jeans. Oh, that's so cute. Odie was playing with me and my mum earlier. He makes some right noises. Never seen any of the Puss in Boots movies, come to think of it. Before you do anything else in this stream, you need to just think about the calculators. Where do all the calculators go? 6 roots are in the oven being scalloped. Radishes are glazed. Now I can sit and relax and be confused by ginger dwarves for 60 minutes. Nope, Red Dwarf is over. I like that you said ginger dwarves, though. That's funny. Hi, Hershey. You missed Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf fans, we want a cat episode. Red Dwarf clue. No, have Can of Worms instead. Oh, the reason it says part 16B is because 16A got pulled because of copyright. Oh, Special Iron just explained it. I haven't been paying attention, but I take it the hole they're supposed to go through is getting smaller and smaller. Look at her squeeze through. That's pretty impressive, actually. That's a small hole. Go Hana. It's a British show, they're probably real cigarettes. Maru butt. I remember describing one of the PDS streams as the bendiest, laserist, gobholist action on YouTube. Oh, now what are you gonna do, Maru? This video is supposed to be for you guys, but I got distracted by it. I want to know if he's gonna be able to go through that tiny hole. I can't imagine that he could. He's gonna try! Nope. I remember describing what... Oh, I already read that. What?